And we're going.
The basement of what used to be the sanctuary, the hospital, the noble undertaking by Dr. Brada to help the terribly deformed. And it's been overtaken by ghasts. And they have redecorated the place using what looks like the skulls of the former patients of this place. And they have claimed one last victim before you were able to put them all down. Evelyn, Lady Evelyn, has been laid low by the vicious claws of the undead corpse eaters. She's her throat's been torn open, lying in a puddle of her own blood, obviously beyond any immediate salvation or rescue. And you're standing around the scene. The fight didn't last long, but it was very intense. Geier had been paralyzed, forced to watch while one of the guests fatally wounded Evelyn. And you're still having trouble letting all of that sink in when you find yourself still trapped in that basement with only a little bit of light falling in through the hole in the ceiling, roughly 15 feet above.
Well, this is a right mess we've gotten ourselves into. This does not bode well, not for us, not for the beast.
Dr. Arronax said somehow sits down in the corner trying to collect himself for the moment. And his skin slowly turning from copperishly red back to his normal state. Because his mutagen would be running out pretty quickly at this point.
Well, that's not tarrying this place any more than we have to. And Emaírel will start wrapping everything up in a bedroll and try to get her out of here.
Geier will have one last look around while Emaírel wraps her up.
Okay, you pace up and down the basement room, shaking your head kind of incredulously about what happened. Evelyn, who's taken on the mantle of the leader of the group in many respects, that just gone like that, just by some
I was just starting to like her.
stupid ghasts. And as you walk up and down the broken, numerous shards, broken glass and stuff like that crunches under your feet. But then you hear a faint ping as you kick a small vial into a corner. And sort of, for some reason, your curiosity is piqued and you walk over and pick it up and find that it's actually unbroken. Label still on it. Very damp, though. But the words Forkstack and Grind, Chemical Bleach, are still clearly visible.
Hey, Lady
Oh.
Doctor, Emaírel, you might want to take a look at this.
At this
And,
point,
show them.
yeah, Arronax gathered his bearings a little bit. Chemical bleach. I see this place coming up for more and more lately.
They're definitely involved, but gonna take up one of your brains to put the pieces together.
Mm-hmm. Now let me see, and Arronax in his turn will try to search the ghasts to see if they have any some sort of identification on them that could allow him to tell who these people were in life.
Emaírel, you're a clever fellow, right? This implicates them somehow? Maybe?
Well, it can't be a coincidence if we found them in Murast and here.
And in
And they
the
were
notes,
mentioned twice here.
yes.
Yeah. I feel like we're going to have to visit them again.
Or at very least we could mention them in court. Although it would be better to bring some more evidence.
As soon as we get Evelyn out of the place, Emaárel is going to go back down. Oh, look at that. Go back down, pop a spell, and then take 20 on perception.
Okay. Doctor, you inspect the remains of the ghasts, and you get the sense that they may have been from the area, that they're not really, former patients or orderlies or anything like that. But they look like they've been living in the wilds for quite some time, and they have just kind of scrounged together whatever they could, put some of those clothes on that they found, but turned them into rags very quickly. Nothing of value remains. However, as you check the bodies, you also think of checking the heads that have been impaled on the this ghastly chandelier that's hanging from the ceiling, and you look over those charred as they are, and you see that most of the heads clearly display physical deformities, but one of them does not, and is even still wearing little spectacles. In fact, you can see that head in this picture.
Classy. Is that a straitjacket?
Well, if it is, then it's just a coincidence.
Yeah. Oh.
Emaírel, you go over the room one last time with a fine-tooth comb. You find some stuff among the debris. There are a couple of crossbow bolts and a quiver that actually are tipped with silver. And there's what first looks like just a chunk of melted gold. May have been a belt buckle at some point. Might still be worth a couple of gold pieces, 15 to be exact. And there's an iron bracelet with silver filigree work that depicts a moon eating an owl. Kind of interesting imagery, and should fetch 75 gold pieces.
Just a second. The bracelet is silver, right?
Yes. Sorry, the bracelet is iron, but there's silver filigree work on the bracelet.
Depicting a moon eating.
A moon eating an owl.
A moon eating an owl.
I know, it sounds weird, and it is weird. A moon eating an owl.
Like a Pac-Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the other one was a belt buckle melted down, something like that.
Yeah, melted gold belt buckle. Slightly melted.
Worth 15, you said? GPs?
Yep.
Yes. Arronax, meanwhile, will drag the corpses of guests into the corner and prepare them for burial in fire. Unless Geier has better ideas.
For the guests?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Geier helps as much as he can. Actually, Geier is rather helping Emaírel with preparing Lady Evelyn's body.
Okay. So, Doctor, you move all the bodies in a corner and you set them on fire?
Well, yeah, he tosses a bomb at them.
Wait, should not wait until we're outside before you start tossing bombs in confined spaces?
Yeah, sure. But you should be alright. I mean, I'm very proficient with the bombs, so you won't get splashed by the corpses.
Well, we have 2 dead friends that, rather not increase the number.
Yeah, you're right. In that case, Arronax will help them to lift Lady Evelyn upstairs, and then he will bomb the place.
Okay.
And he will probably... well, he probably will toss them the head that doesn't belong there. We didn't get the casting of Speak with Dead last time. Maybe we'll be more lucky with this one.
So you kind of manhandle Evelyn up awkwardly with, your combined climb skill is still awful, so it'll take you quite some time to make it out there, but eventually you'll succeed. And you pull Evelyn out of that basement and into the twilight of the late afternoon. And do you want to hang around here, or are you going to head straight back to Wittgenstein?
I think
I think Emaírel will take one last look around the place.
I mean, Lady Evelyn would have wanted us to at least, make the trip last for something, not die in vain.
Okay. So do you want to take 20 on this area, or are you just going to literally do a quick look?
I mean, Geier explains how, bodies decompose, and we can probably take 20. It's not gonna rot in the 20 minutes that end the trip back home. It's not gonna smell any nicer.
Well, it's a large area. It wouldn't just take 20 minutes. 20 minutes is like a 4 feet square.
So how long roughly would it take us?
To thoroughly search this using Take 20? At least an hour. More like 2 hours.
Well, let's say since we don't really have anything else concrete for this trial, we may as well try and uncover something else.
Arronax will help then.
Okay.
Okay, so if it's 2 hours, then the spell will probably expire midway through. So if Emerald takes 20, that will be a 33.
Okay, and the doctor helps.
So
Yeah,
it would
but
be 35 again, right? I
Yep.
suppose.
but even though you kind of leave no piece of rubble unturned, but unfortunately there is no additional no additional clues to be found, no treasure, nothing, just burnt debris.
In that case, we probably should not waste any more time. Lady Evelyn might expire even more the more we spend here. By the way,
No point
Geier.
in lingering.
By the way, Geier, do you feel well? You don't seem to be well.
Well, I mean, under the circumstances, I fell down a hole, got paralyzed, and seemed to have reanimated Evelyn for a moment. That was a bit disturbing for me.
I see. Let me see. Check something. Please stand here. Okay, I will try to heal us right now, if it's all right.
I'd appreciate that.
And at this point, Dr. Arronax will pull out one of his vials and, with very quick gesture, he tosses a sparking vial into the other vial and tosses it at Geier. So he will use his healing bomb on him, while standing in point blank range.
Wait, careful with that. What are you doing?
Yes, and as the vial hits Geier, it explodes into greenish gas, which would soothe his wounds, unless he is allergic to positive energy. And he
Nope.
Yes. Yeah, I will use the bomb form of cure moderate wounds. That would be 14.
So,
Oh no, wait! It should be 15 because it would be +5 now.
15. Dankeschön.
And the rest of us would be healed for 7 hit points from splash damage. I mean, splash healing. I really should have used it in combat.
Well, no point crying over spilled blood.
Or spilled potions.
So, you ready to head back?
Yes.
Have we been discussing in character about reviving Evelyn, or was that just other ideas?
Well, first of all, I mean, I'm guessing you will carry the body of Evelyn back to the carriage anyway.
Yeah.
And I would be interested to hear from Anthony how Evelyn's crew is going to react to this.
They'll probably be pretty shocked, I would think. I don't know if I would imagine that it's just Jacopo there with the carriage. I don't think that she would have had her handmaid Hannah come to
Right.
participate in something that was just a quick jaunt outside of town. So Hannah's probably still preparing her room and everything at the inn that they're staying in. But yeah, I'm sure Jacopo, who has been serving the Throd family for decades, and Lady Evelyn in particular for decades, is probably going to be pretty startled to see her so horribly mangled.
Yeah, and he, Dr. Arronax would probably glare at him and, without skipping a beat, will like lie like a like a complete bard, saying, "So don't be alarmed. We will fix this. She's just resting, okay? She will need an urgent medical care in Lepidstadt. We shall take her there immediately."
Wait, there's still something we can do here.
We can?
No, we're not burying her here.
I think no, not that.
We don't need to bury her. Doesn't need burying. She will be fine.
Emaárel is going to turn to Geier and say, "Remember what you did yesterday with the planchette?"
You wanna talk to her? That's
Not her, but the skulls, or rather that one skull that we saw.
oh.
Maybe it has
You mean this one?
answers.
Yeah. Yeah. Since Aronax also brought it with him, I suppose.
That's a really good idea. Shall we attempt that?
It takes quite a bit of time.
And before waiting for a reply, Geier will already sit down and take out the planchette.
Oh, very well. Let's try this. I suppose you mean the head in the glasses, right?
Okay, 2d6 rounds.
What will we be asking?
Well, let's think of something while I attune myself.
Well, if I remember correctly, the witness said that. Well, I think we're suspecting that this is the doctor, right?
Well, most likely he has spectacles. And I have spectacles, and I'm a doctor.
At this point, Geier doesn't seem to be paying attention. His eyes kind of roll on the back of his head, and the planchette it's just moving in random directions.
And he mentioned that
stuck that way for a while. He's gonna be like that for 10 rounds.
He mentioned that the doctor was not surprised when he saw who killed him. So I guess we can ask for the identity of the killer.
But then again, it probably will spell the beast. Maybe we could ask what killed him, but no, it's probably wouldn't make much difference.
Geier's mouth like mumbles and just like. It seems to take a while, but then after a while, Geier's eyes just like snap open. There's much death here, but I think it should work. So, what should we ask?
Yeah, Arronax will step aside, allowing Emaәрel to make the decision.
I'd say ask who killed you.
Okay, yeah, they can answer with one word. So, is that the question I'll ask? Who killed them? Okay. And Geier concentrates and kind of like wordlessly asks the question of who killed you.
Okay, give me a will save.
I'm trying, but my roll 20 seems to get stuck. I can't even change. Like I'm on the characters tab, and I can't get to the other tab because it's stuck. Sorry. Page unresponsive. Exit page. Great way to ruin the moment. Roll 20.
The answer isn't clear, ask again later.
Just roll a d20.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Oh, you
I
can do
can't
nothing?
Yeah, I restarted it, and I can't switch to the... Like, I'm stuck in the journal tab. I can't switch to the main tab. Give me
Okay.
1 second. I'm just gonna close all of Chrome and reopen it.
I'll just roll a d20 for you then. Yeah, pretty high. Okay, so without your doing, or at least none of your conscious doing, the planchette starts moving, and it S H A M B L E R, and then it just moves back to the image of the skull near the center of the board.
That's a new
Shabler?
word. Shambler.
Does that mean anything to any of you?
Can we roll a knowledge check for this?
Sure.
Yeah, I think like maybe a knowledge.
What kind of knowledge do you want to apply?
Geier will try knowledge.
Well, Arronax
History.
and Arronax will try knowledge nature.
Emaírel maybe is going to aid Geier with that knowledge history.
Okay.
And maybe try to run through his memory to see if there's any sort of local legends about Shamblers.
Mm-hmm. Local. Yeah, you wreck your brains about it, but it doesn't ring a bell in any sense. You have no idea. Shambler. Doesn't really make sense to you. And it even feels like a weird word. It's like, maybe the spirits are just too limited by their options to tell you the whole truth. If they're telling you the truth at all.
Well, I guess we better be on our way.
Could it be that the words are like arranged wrong? No, I can't decipher it. Oh, yeah, Lisa's here. I'm gonna transition to somewhere where I don't have to speak so low. And upstairs.
Oh, and Zaphod is here too.
Yeah, I'll be back in 1 minute.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so anything else you want to do at Sanctuary? Or are we ready to head back?
I think we're going to be heading back.
Yeah, I think this is it. We can rack our brains about this Shambler being later.
Okay.
Well, or
By the time you make it back to Lippstadt, the sun has already gone down. Most businesses are already closed or in the process of closing down. And where is it that you ask Jacopo to take you?
well, naturally to the temple of Pharasma, I believe.
Okay.
Or if we probably will ask him to get to the biggest temple in the city. So if that's not Temple of Pharasma, then we'll get whatever it is.
That is indeed the Grand Cathedral of... Is it? Of Pharasma. And yeah, and it makes your skin crawl a little bit as you pass Gravecharge, the sorry, as you enter Gravecharge, which I'm sorry, I'm really tired, and this is kind of hard to decipher here. Yeah, you enter Gravecharge, the Cathedral of Pharasma, through a portal that is decorated by an army of skeletal horses that race around the archway. Your footsteps echo in the domed hall that is mostly empty and dark. Only a tiny little bit of what's left of the outside light falls in. Everything is drenched in shades of purple and gray. And Father Sidamoikis, recognizes Geier, though, as when you make your way inside, and his jaw drops a little bit, and he says, "Geier, is that you? What happened to you?"
Apparently, travel is not agreeing with me.
Well, quite apparently so.
It's foreign food, I think.
I told you shouldn't have left. I know the professor was your friend, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, it's only been, what, a little over a month? You look like you've been starving for years.
I feel like a corpse, if I'm being perfectly honest.
And you quite look like one, too.
Unfortunately,
Well,
yeah, and Arronax.
who are your friends, Geier? Have you come to pay your respects to the Lady of the Grave?
Oh, Father, you can be sure I do not stray from that. No, my friends here, well, we actually come in a much more pressing and serious business. It seems that in the course of trying to fulfill Pharasma's will, one of our companions fell to some ghast monstrosities.
Casts, you say?
Indeed.
Terrible fate.
Yeah, and we had to witness it, so that's not gonna help with my digestion issues.
I am sorry you had to watch that.
Yep.
Undeath truly is the greatest heresy of all.
Yeah. Arronax's patience at this point will grow thin, and he will exclaim, "We need to fix this! Please!"
Please keep your voice down. These are hollowed halls. There's no need to scream like that.
Arronax will fall quiet, but on his face it's clear that he's holding back really, really hard.
Father, would anyone of the clergy happen to have a raise dead spell prepared? We have the necessary donation.
He chuckles a little bit and he says, I appreciate your gesture, but I think you underestimate how costly, let alone the material component of a true miracle like that is.
A true miracle it can be, Father. And Lady Evelyn was a lady of means, and it would be a sizable contribution for our Lady Pharasma's cause.
Lady Evelyn, you say? Of the Schrott family, by any chance?
So you're familiar with her? Father Grimbar of Ravengrove entrusted us with her care, and we really don't want to let him down, or anyone for that matter.
He did. Well, if you have the donation, I will personally see to it.
Father, this is quite new for all of us. And bringing someone from the other side, it's never an easy transition. Are there any risks of side effects or the spell failing?
Well, if the soul does not want to return from the boneyard, then the entire spell will fail immediately. But even if it does, it takes a great toll on the body and the mind of a mortal to be yanked back to the material plane like that, on the cusp of joining the great caravan of souls. It will take your friend quite some time to recover from it, I can tell you that. But there's only one way to find out.
He's willing to come back.
Only through means of divination. Did she not leave a will or anything like that? If you venture out to fight ghasts and the like, you should really consider talking about these things beforehand.
We should probably ask one of her helpers about that. One moment, Father.
You're very quiet, Alejandro.
Really? I've not changed anything.
I already have you at 150%, but you're still very quiet.
But did it suddenly go down, or is it a new thing?
I don't know. I don't feel anything really.
Yeah, I've not messed with the settings at all. Is it quiet for everyone else, or just you?
It is a little bit quiet, but I have you again also on 150%.
He seemed okay to me. I mean, I didn't notice any change, at least.
Yeah, I guess we can keep going.
Alright, because, yeah, I haven't...
Oh, I've got him bumped up too.
Yeah, I have everyone bumped up. Microphone.
Anyway, if you need time to decide whether or not you want to petition for this.
No need. You can start the preparations.
Yes, time is Time is precious in our position right now, so we can't
I
really.
see. We do have a scroll in our
I'll go talk
vault.
to her helpers first. Would not want to bring her back if she's unwilling to. We've seen what can happen. I think we've seen that more often than we would like.
Very well. Your friends may put her to rest in the crypt until then.
I'll
Any
show
point?
them the way.
Yeah.
So, what was the name of his helper? Thorsten? Oh, what?
Angus?
No, from Evelyn's helper. She had one of the
Jacopo.
maids, and there was another one.
Jacopo, no?
Yeah, Jacopo, yes. Jacopo. Excuse me, Jacopo.
Should I play Jacopo for now?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes. What is it, Geier?
Sorry to disturb you. It must be a trying time, but considering the circumstances, it seems pertinent to ask, did Lady Evelyn perhaps leave a last will and testament in case of something like this happening?
Last will? Her father willed all of his possessions and property unto her with his demise,
Yeah, no,
but
sorry, sorry, I have to interrupt. I assume all of that will be taken care of by the estate and all those things. What I'm more interested in is we're gonna attempt bringing her back, and it'd be quite terrible if we'd bring her back without her wanting to, and perhaps there's something to that matter in her will. Or what do you
right,
think?
she's dead. It's funny that
Yeah.
I never seemed to occur to me that that was even a possibility. I would think she would want life. She always sought that. She sought to live. Just I don't know. I don't know of any will. I don't know that she left one.
What do you suppose, may I ask?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Yeah, do you think she would appreciate us attempting to bring her back in these circumstances? Or
Appreciate? I don't
it's not
know
like we're
what she
taking
would
her.
appreciate.
It's not like we're taking
But
her to the doctor after a nasty fall. This is bring her back from beyond, and well, most of the things that come back from beyond, they're changed and might not be
I
the
don't
same
know.
Evelyn that you know.
I don't know what she would have wanted, but I don't think that she wanted to die.
Very well, that's answer enough for me, my friend. I'll inform Father Sinamulkis.
Okay. As you go inside from the park-like graveyard around Gravecharge, you hear a bird singing in the nighttime. And you smile to yourself, because you recognize this bird. It's a whippoorwill, which is usually considered a sign of Pharasma's pleasure. Maybe it's coincidence, or maybe it's a good omen. Either way, you head back inside and meet your friends and the father in the crypt. So, have you talked to the lady's help?
Yeah, I have, Father, and let us proceed and hope for Pharasma's blessing.
Very well. Please take a step back and let her rest on her back. If this works, her body will be healed during this process, and her soul will re-inhabit her mortal shell. She will be quite confused at first, because this ordeal is hard on the living mind. She may have a hard time getting up, pulling her own weight after being weightless for what must have felt like ages to her, even though it's been, what, hours?
Yes.
I have only witnessed this a handful of times, and never have the petitioners carried the weight of death lightly. So be prepared to help your friend when she comes back. And now I will start the ritual. And he unrolls ceremoniously the scroll and starts the incantation, the prayer that is written down on the piece of parchment. And his words become more powerful with every syllable, and you can feel a change in the air. Your vision gets kind of hazy. You start to feel like you're in a sort of half sleep state, almost as if dreaming, but you still see everything clearly in front of you. It's just that at the edge of your vision, everything starts to get blurry, and then there's this tunnel. You can't see it, but you can feel it, like a hole in this world that is connected to something beyond whatever it is that keeps your soul here. And from there, I think we'll have to let Anthony take it, because we haven't actually talked about whether or not she'll come back or not.
Yeah, there's this tunnel, this sort of invisible gulf that's yawning open, and for a moment, Evelyn's body lies there, completely peaceful, and then you might see her eyelids flicker just the slightest amount, and then suddenly she starts gasping for air, and her arms start flailing and reaching out, and they're sort of spastic and jerky and disjointed at first, and then as she continues to draw in breath, her hands, she seems to get a little bit more control over them, and they fly to her throat, and she starts grabbing and clawing at her throat. What's happening? Where am I?
It's all right. It's all right. Throwing up the nicest sight.
It's all yes. Everything is all right. Arronax will also rush to her side.
She looks at her hands. She goes, "Where's the blood? Where's the blood?"
Calm down. We cleared the blood. The gas knocked you out. You're okay now.
Her hands are just shaking and quivering as she's looking down. I felt teeth at my throat. Teeth. Excruciating. Ecstatic. Teeth at my throat. Blood leaving.
They're gone now. Evelyn, calm down. They're gone now. We burned them all.
Rapture. No. Horrible. What was... gone. And she kind of looks up into Dr. Aronax's face, and her eyes change with recognition, and she goes, You left me! You let them savage me!
Oh,
How could you? How could you let them? I was helpless before them, and you watched. You, and she whips her eyes around. You all watched me torn apart. How could you?
I'll be asking myself that question for a long time now. Yeah, Arronax doesn't actually say that out loud, but well, he just doesn't contradict her at all in this case.
That guy just has the most sheepish look he can pull off.
What?
There's no excuse.
But you brought me back. I'm back, aren't I? I feel back.
Yeah, well, we
This-
figured
That was the least we could do.
we're not in the mood to sleep in a hole, considering the kind of accommodations you've grown accustomed to. Least we could do.
What's you all brought me back then? Well, that couldn't have come cheap. And she
Oh,
kind
no,
of
you-
looks
you-
at.
you-
She
you
kind
food
of
wasn't
looks
there.
up at. She's kind of like slowly realizing where she is, and like she sees maybe Father. What was his name? Sidomoikis, and she kind of jumps a little bit when she sees someone else in the room, and she kind of tries to pull herself up to a sitting position, kind of pulls away from him a little bit.
And he looks at her with kind of sense of curiosity in some way, but he's at the same time, his body language is communicating that he's on edge. He's like leaning back a little bit. Doesn't even without a sense motive check, if you care to look at him, you would see that he said that he's seen people come back several times, but this seems to be something new to him, this particular reaction, especially with everything that seems to be going on between the members of this group. And he just mumbles, "Easy now, lady. It is a hard transition to come back from the boneyard."
You are the one who worked your magic upon me.
No, it was the Mother of Souls herself who sent you back to us. I was merely the tool for her to work through.
And everything worked? It was as intended?
You are with us after all.
Emaírel is going to approach her and like help her stand up, like to kind of help her realize that her body works.
And if it's any kind of reassurance, you don't look at all like a corpse. Does she have any scars left from the bite?
No, the raised dead actually, unless a limb is removed, the raised dead fully heals the body.
Regardless, though, Evelyn is still, like even as she kind of leans on Emaírel to start getting back to her feet, and she's very unsteady, but one hand is still at her throat, just sort of feeling along there, like she's afraid to pull it away.
And as he's helping her walk, he's going to mention that, as you said, it was not cheap, and we did not have the entirety of the needed funds, so I took the liberty to take a private loan from you.
You used my money to pay for my own resurrection.
Which will be
F.
entirely repaid, of course.
Yes, it will. And she kind of looks at everyone. She goes, "The least you can do is pay for your errors of judgment."
Okay. I mean, yes, there were some mistakes made. But you went down there yourself.
Yes, I did. I went down there thinking I had companions around me who would see after my well-being. I see I was mistaken in that regard. I shan't make that mistake again.
I see you breathing.
I am breathing, and I have a sneaking suspicion that you have not brought me back out of the kindness of your heart, have you now, Geier?
Actually, we have. What other reason could we have to bring you back?
Well, in my experience, people do things for other people because they want something in return.
Evelyn,
The only thing you can
we
do
already buried one.
And that doesn't really help us directly, and it's not entirely a favor for us. It's an unaccomplished and unfinished business. We'd hate to see you resurrect as a specter or a ghoul because you had unfinished business.
Besides,
Plus, I don't think you're done poking and prodding at me.
yeah. Besides, we already buried one friend in Ravengrow. It would be an awful letdown for Father Greenbarrow to let you be buried as well.
Very well, then. Does anyone have a kerchief at hand? I could... Well, rather, is there a laboratory somewhere? I feel I need to compose myself.
There's actually no. I was only allowed to use the back one and doesn't have a mirror.
Well.
The service laboratory is not ideal.
I suppose we could. I could play a host tonight then, and Arronax at this point will invite the party to his house. I think.
I think I would rather return to my own rented quarters this evening.
Very well.
And are you at all curious what we found down there?
Go ahead, Geier. And it takes her like you see that it takes her a few seconds to like decide how to respond to that.
Geier has a shit-eating grin. Doctor, care to show her the little vial we found?
Oh, that wild indeed. And Aronax will pull out the the vial of chemical bleach and like kindly blow on the what's the word the marker the sticker and well and show it to Lady Evelyn. Well, it seems we have more and more reasons to visit works attacking grind chemic works. And in fact, we were intending to just visit them this night, as long as you feel well enough.
I see that my death has not slowed your pursuit of justice, has it? Not at all, in fact. I have a sneaking suspicion that the only reason I'm here is because, well, you have some strange obsession with exonerating that creature.
Oh, well, we know you can rest with a mystery unsolved. And there'd be hell to pay if we brought you back with at least something to show for it.
Besides, we have learned a new name out of our bespectacled friend. Did we leave the head in the carriage, or we carried it with us?
Uh, I don't know. It was with you. I guess you decide.
Yeah, he will. Arronax then he left it in the carriage. we have contacted the spirit of the good doctor whose head played company to his victims, and he shared with us the name of his killer, which was not the beast but the shambler. We do not know what it is yet, but the shambler is not the beast. That is clear enough.
The beast. Shambler. I think I wonder what that could mean. The Shambler. Something else, I don't know. My head is foggy still. I would bet my fortune, whatever remains of it, that Vorkstag and Grimes would know what that means.
But this is the second time they've come up in our investigation, and there's still many questions to ask before we play our cards. Should we go ahead and confront them now, or?
What better time, Geier? I'm in the best of spirits. Just...
Okay.
You really are unbelievable, all of you.
No.
I am fine, though. I am fine. I want you to know that I shall continue my pursuit of the beast's exoneration, not because it is any desire of yours, but because I wish to see if it is possible for me to achieve. Do you understand that? I'm not doing this for you, or you, or you. She looks to each party member in turn, and I'm not doing it for that wretched creature sniveling in the basement.
I mean, that's hardly a surprise. Never heard of a noble person doing anything other than for themselves. So, par and course.
Then we have an understanding.
That we do.
Then let us not waste any further time.
I don't understand why you have to be in such a foul mood. It's like somebody dug you out of your grave.
No, I'm in a foul mood because I have these strange cramps in my fingers, as if I've been clutching at something, and I can't seem to make them relax.
I'm sure the doctor has something for that.
It's like rigor mortis remains in spite of my being alive. And she's like flexing her fingers. Just want to reach out and grab something.
Oh, I'm
Geier
sure
holds out his shovel.
there will be plenty of things to grab very soon as we reach the those laboratories. I'm very sure.
I,
I will.
I used the battle. It turned ill. Clearly, it went for the better. After I was used as distraction. So, my spells, however, are somewhat depleted. I don't know if you wish to infiltrate them without any arcane support from myself. Or limited support.
That dispels one myth about dying.
I'm sure your moral
There's
support
no
will
rest
be
for the dead either.
all it needed.
Well, we had trouble enough getting over a wall last time.
So, do you think we just bust in then?
What? Absolutely not.
Well,
Yeah, we bust in and then what? Oh, I mean, what? We trash the place and destroy any credibility that we may have?
you're right. It seems I'm myself in a rather foul mood today.
Yeah, well,
Well, at any case, we need to get in, at least somehow. Last time we were unable to. Well, I mean well, they closed down from the inside, so we won't be able to just pick lock. Right?
Do you think anybody actually lives in that horrendous factory they have, or might they live elsewhere?
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they have a couch in there to spend the night while their experiment is running. This wouldn't be the first or the last scientist to do so. But I suppose they do have their proper residence somewhere in the city.
Well, if that's the case, then at some point they have to arrive at their factory, at which point they will have to enter their factory, opening the door and allowing access. Perhaps we simply wait in the morning for someone to show up for work.
I would say, why not try to sneak in under the cover of night? I imagine there won't be many people around to witness our bad attempts at climbing.
But there is a dog inside.
I don't think that was a dog.
what do you think then? Something worse?
Some beast, no doubt, but could not be entirely sure what.
Well, what are our options? We break in, or
Well, we either break in,
con our way in.
or try to sneak in.
Well.
But that's not very well.
Well, I'm not sneaking in anywhere, I'll tell you that right away.
Well, only one of us has to get in and then
And
unbar
deal
the
with
door
the
and let the
dog.
others in. Yeah.
My assistance shall be limited, I am afraid. However, I will do whatever I am capable of in my current state.
Okay, whatever we do, let's either go for a rest or go do something. Standing around here, I don't think it's as productive use of our time.
Let's go to the spot and see if we can catch them still inside for now, and if they refuse to open once again, we will try to catch them in the morning.
Sounds good to me.
So you want to head back to their workshop?
Yeah, back to Forstag and Grinds.
Okay. All right, but first, going to deal Anthony a hero card for that fantastic bit of impromptu drama. Don't think I've ever seen anyone so realistically bring someone back from the boneyard. Where is it? Here it is. So, to reward great roleplay, we have the hero cards. And you should receive one now. Do it work?
I don't think so.
Well, it doesn't appear.
Deal one card to to Evelyn Throd. Deal. There it is.
There we go. Interesting. I'll have to look and see what it means.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay. By the time you arrive at the Chemic Works, sun's of course already way down. The streets are pretty empty. All the shops are closed. All the workshops are closed. Hardly a light is on in this part of town. Lots of the artisans working here don't actually live in their workshops. And Vorkstags and Grinds is still belching yellow clouds into the sky, but their main gate is just as closed and unwelcoming as it was the first time you were here.
Well, we might as well knock.
Or we tear the door down.
If you feel like tearing down a door, be my
Not
guest.
particularly, no.
Is it dark yet?
Is it what?
Is it dark yet?
Yeah, the sun is well down.
Can you just give us a quick second description of the building? Is it like an isolated
Oh, yeah,
building
sure.
with its own separate?
Well, there's a tall iron chimney that's spewing these yellow clouds into the sky, and the building itself is a small brick factory. Large leaded windows arch in a dozen places on its outer walls, but they are so begrimed as to be opaque. You can't even tell really if there's any light coming through at all. A large gate opens onto an inner courtyard beneath a sign proudly proclaiming Vorkstag and Grind Chemic Works. The building has 2 floors and a tower topped by a lightning rod. The 20-foot high stone wall is topped with broken glass, so the wall that surrounds the courtyard, and a heavy oak gate bars entry beneath a sign proudly proclaiming Workstagger and Grind can make works, and a bell hangs by one side of the gate.
Is there any way to go around, or does it do they spill things into the river behind it?
I think we did go around last time.
I'm just looking at the map and wondering if.
No, it's still a little ways removed from the river. There's no,
Okay, I
no
thought
connection.
maybe for a moment that maybe they use the river as people have traditionally done and just dump their rubbish there.
Well, my plan would be to just go somewhere slightly more secluded, toss a rope up, and try and climb. Once I'm there, I'll get to the door and try and open it for you. How does that sound?
Works for me.
Wait, in that case, if you try to do so, Arronax will supply you with his extract of cat's grace and an extract that looks like a smoky tiny dog inside it of it. So he will say if you meet some creature, just throw it at him and it will take care of it.
Okay.
Although climb is strength checks and not dexterity. But
So what's your plan?
I'm just double checking one spell.
Geier's plan is to watch them make a fool of themselves.
Yes, and Arronax gives Emaírel the cat's grace extract and summon nature's ally extract.
And
I forgot about the gas because Emaírel was hit with some sort of strength drain or damage. I can't remember which one. Was it drain or damage?
I think it was drain from the specter from the wraith. No?
No. It was the ghasts.
Oh.
No, the gas didn't do anything like that.
Oh, well, that's odd.
Was it from Brother Swarm?
Yeah, must have.
No. It was the last fight.
No, they didn't do any.
One of their fortitude saves, something like that. No. I
No,
remember
you-
you rolling a 1d2.
That's
Yeah, it's still there. There's a full attack with bite and 2 claws,
No, one.
fortitude save, and you roll a 1d2, and that's 1 point of strength.
well, that's why we have recording. We can go check.
No idea why I would have done that.
Well, can I just...
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright then. Back to full. Well, since there's no need for restoration then, Emaírel will pick those 2 extracts and go to maybe some back alley or something that's still adjacent to the property. Toss the rope up and try and climb it.
Before he goes, Evelyn will say,
Emaírel, hold a moment. I just need to cover our tracks. And she's going to cast Fearsome Guise on him to make him look like something else completely. Probably like just a human or something, like a rough, gruff, surly-looking human, maybe like someone who looks like they might go breaking into places at night trying to steal things. And she's also going to cast a spell on him called Hermian Potential. She basically just looks into his eyes and she says, "Last time we were here, you put on a rather pathetic display. This time, you will do better."
I sure hope so.
So, with that spell, for the next attack roll, saving throw, ability check, or skill check that you attempt, you roll twice and take the more favorable result. And you actually get that for the next 2 rolls you make.
Okay.
Okay, so you circle around the building, trying to get to it from the back. But I mean, that's then going to be the outer wall of the building itself, right? You know that. So it's 2 stories high, so it's 40 feet up. So you would have to throw the rope 40 feet up.
No. The idea is to jump into the courtyard, but just not from the least exposed to public
Okay,
eyes area.
how about I take you to the map so you have a better idea of what this looks like? So do you see what this looks like?
Just barely.
Well, we see the entrance.
Emaírel should have dark vision 60.
Oh, how many hit points do I regain with Raised Dead?
All of them.
All of them? Oh no, I thought it was only. Hold on.
Oh right, you're right. Raised creature has a number of hit points equal to its current E, so 5 in your case. Any ability scores damage. That's not currently the case. Any poison or disease are cured. Yeah. So, and all of your still prepared spells have a 50% chance of being gone. Spontaneous casters have a 50% chance of losing any given unused spell slot.
Oh, okay. Well, then I have to.
Yeah, you just roll 50% for each of your remaining spells.
Okay, so I have 1 spell left.
Okay, and yeah, since she still looks like she's half dead, Arronax will give her his cure moderate wounds extract. Here you go. And be well.
She sees him handing him the extract and she says, "Don't touch me with that." And she pulls out her own wand and begins healing herself.
Well, if
so the thing that we're seeing.
That's that little corner. That's basically the courtyard, and you see the outer wall. That's a little narrower, like the stone wall that surrounds the courtyard. Is this?
Okay, so the courtyard is just this, and the whole rest is the building.
Yes.
Okay, well then let's start climbing.
Climb what?
The little courtyard wall.
Okay. And how do you throw the rope up there, and how do you like fix it to the to the top of the wall?
Let's see.
Because right now, from what it sounds like, Emaírel is going to throw the rope up there, and then he's going to try to start climbing, and he just pulls it back down.
If
Does
he were
seem
to,
appropriate to his expertise.
yeah, if he were to pick up, to use one arrow tied to the end of the rope and try and, because you
Yeah.
said there was broken
That
glass
arrow.
or something at the top, right?
Yep, but a simple arrow probably wouldn't carry a thick hemp rope very far.
Well, it doesn't need to carry it very far. It need only 20 feet.
Yeah, but it's a thick hemp rope. An arrow is not gonna. There are specialized arrows that can do this kind of thing, but just a regular arrow would probably break under the weight. So
Making a damn fool of yourselves.
does Emerald see any rock that would be suitable for the purpose
for what purpose?
of making the end of the rope heavy enough to be able to toss it up to the top of the wall?
Any rock that would be heavy enough to work as a counterweight would not be. You wouldn't be able to toss that over a 20-foot high wall. You don't think?
I don't know. The idea is not to be a counterweight for Emerald.
What?
When I said the arrow, the idea for the arrow was just that it would like lodge along the broken glass, so that when Emerald pulls on it, it can sustain his weight.
Nah, that's not gonna work. The arrow won't work because it's not made for this kind of purpose. It can't carry a rope anywhere. And if you want to tie the rope to a rock and then throw the rock across, then it's supposed to work like a counterweight, right? Or what is your intention with the rock?
Well, at first you said that if you just toss the rope, it won't reach the top. That's what I kinda understood.
Oh no, it would, but then it's just a rope. It's just throwing a piece of rope up on the wall,
Yeah,
and as soon as you
it
pull
doesn't
on
catch
it,
anything, right?
yeah, it'll come
Okay.
back down. That's
Okay,
what
so
what I meant.
so then the idea was to have the arrow hopefully maybe lodge somewhere there.
Oh yeah, but it would break immediately as soon as you pull on the rope.
It's a
A little bit
+1
of-
arrow.
It's a magic arrow.
Yeah.
Oh. Hmm. Let me see. How about that? Because magic arrows have a 50% chance of breaking when they are used, right? So how about the arrow has a 50% chance of breaking while you climb up the wall?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So at first it looks like it's holding and caught something probably, and
I'm sorry. Will the effects of Evelyn's spell affect this 50% chance?
That has more to do with Evelyn's, with Emaírel's skill than the arrow.
Okay, so give me a climb check.
Okay.
Maybe we could. Maybe I can help him. I mean, Arronax is really tall. He can like let him at least give him a boost.
Okay. You can aid another.
Never mind.
Yeah, but you're not very helpful. Emaírel, 15 and 16. And you make a quarter. Where is it? Regular climbing. One quarter of your normal speed, so 30 feet is your speed, right?
Yeah.
30 divided by 4, oops, is 7.5. Rounded down, that's 5 feet per check. So, yeah, you're halfway up. Arrow seems to be holding. Oh. You don't make progress with the.
Well, he's taking the better roll, I assume.
Oh, that's what it. Oh, okay, I see. So that then you're just 5 feet up with the first one, and then you 10 feet up with the second one. Arrow continues to hold.
Okay, so just now we're halfway through, right?
Yep. Because
So it
I
would be
didn't realize you were rolling twice for the same check.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, now it's gonna be rolling just once.
Okay. You make progress. 15 feet, just one more. You can almost reach the edge. And just as you reach the edge, nope, the arrow still holds. So you manage to pull yourself up there, but give me a reflex save. But you reach right into a handful of broken glass, cutting yourself for 1 point of damage. It hurts, but nevertheless, you have a thorough hold on the edge of the wall.
And then I guess he will jump down the other side.
Okay, you jump down the other side. No, wait. You jump down the other side and land in the in pretty much darkness, because even what little light is outside on the streets is blocked by the wall that's surrounding the courtyard. And you hear a growl from the corner of the courtyard that makes your blood curdle. And you look over and you behold a vaguely canine creature that looks
wow.
patched together from bits and pieces of flesh and fur. And it is obviously not welcoming you here. And initiative. Everyone can roll initiative.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to hear that growl. That's quite a vicious, noisy growl.
Ah, knew it.
Okay.
Emaírel, use your best friend in a bottle.
Is what the doctor yells, and how's he going to use his action?
Well, I mean, the doctor can't really do anything because the door is closed, so that's all he can do. So he like he'll yell to like summon the man's best friend.
All right. The hound growls and takes a step forward, and then another one, and then another one, and quickly bursts into his sprint and charges Emaírel, yapping and howling. And as soon as I find his macro, there it is.
Oh yeah.
And he bites you for 11 points of damage. Evelyn.
Evelyn is she's just going to move over to the other side of the door because she's really incapable of doing anything else from here. She'll just stand there ready to come in.
Okay. Geier.
How well can I see the creature?
Not at all.
Not
Because
at
you're
all.
still outside, the door is
Yeah.
still closed. The wall's in the way.
Yeah, Geier also moves closer. And he will try to... For Mage Hand, you need to have line of sight, right? So I couldn't use Mage Hand to like try and open the door from the other side?
No, you wouldn't need it. Line of sight, yes.
Then Geier will bang on the door and... Emaírel, open up! Quickly!
Emaírel?
Emaríl's Thorn. So he sees now. He sees how the door is locked. And I think you mentioned something about the bar.
Yeah, there's a large bar. That's blocking the door. It would be just a move action to remove it, but it would certainly leave you open to an attack by the dog.
Okay, well that's what he wanted to know. Move action, you said. Could he take a 5-foot step?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember which one of the defense actions can be taken as a standard action.
You mean fighting defensively? Or total defense?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember which one is not a full round action.
Total defense is a standard.
Okay, well then, 5-foot step, total defense, and then the move action to unbar the door.
Okay, and that, as I said, triggers an attack of opportunity by the hound, who tries to bite you with a 16.
No, that's a miss.
Okay. So you manage to get the bar out of the away from the door and use it to immediately hold back the hound.
It's unlocked. You can push.
Doctor.
Okay, and as soon as the door opens, Doctor immediately unloads...
Door's not open.
No,
It's just unbarred. It's not open.
That's no good. So... and opening it would be a move action, right?
Yes.
So I'm assuming hearing that the bar was lifted from Emaírel.
Well, Emaírel also yelled.
Yeah.
It's
Arronax will then take a 5-foot step open the door. And hoping that this beast already wasted his attack opportunity, he will toss a bomb at this one.
Yeah, you do manage to catch it by surprise.
Yeah.
Awkwardly pushing Emaírel, or opening the door awkwardly, pushing it into her face.
Mhm.
You get it open enough to toss a bomb in there, catching the hound kind of by surprise.
Yeah. And of course, I'm excluding everyone friendly from the blast zone.
And you blast the hound for 10 points of fire damage. It smells of burnt flesh and hair. And then it's the hound's turn. And it whelps and jumps away from the source of its pain. 5-foot step. And then full attacks Emaírel. Trying to... actually it's just a bite anyway. Biting you with a 24?
Yes. 24. 24.
25,
yes.
sorry, 25.
Yeah.
For 17 points of damage.
And Emaírel is down.
And he growls and starts to ravage what's left of Emaírel.
Shit, I have a horrible
Evelyn?
déjà vu.
I would assume that Evelyn probably has a similar experience right now. Anthony?
Yeah, sorry, I was just looking at something.
So right in front of Evelyn, Emaírel went down, a vicious beast about to maul him to death.
Yeah, I'm thinking
I'm thinking
I'm
you've
trying
seen
to-
this before.
I'm trying to see if I can do something here. Sorry. Damn, okay, it doesn't work that way. Alright. Evelyn will take a swift action to put her hypnotic stare on the creature. And she only got one spell left. So it's gotta be good. She's gonna risk damn, I really didn't want to use my only spell so soon, but okay. She's gonna try hideous laughter on this thing. It's first level. It's the only spell slot I have left.
Okay, give me a second. So you said you're gonna use your hypnotic stare?
Yeah. So it's got the -2.
Give me a second.
Will it affect it?
So you focus on the hound, try to catch its, try to lock eyes with him, and for a brief moment there you do, but they're just blank to you. Usually in every living, and sometimes even in the dead, you see this flicker of a mind that connects with yours, but this is just an empty vessel.
That will probably inspire her to do a knowledge check.
Mm-hmm. Arcana?
Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted to do.
And you're glad you'd second-guessed yourself because you realize, even though it certainly looks like an undead monstrosity, it's been built. It was created in
So
a
it's not
mechanical fashion. It's a construct.
Wait, so she
Yeah.
used the spell though, right?
No, after
Or are you giving me that?
yeah, I'm giving you that because you used the
Okay.
hypnotic stare first, then the knowledge
Right,
just
okay.
instantly happens,
Okay,
and
okay.
then you wouldn't use the spell.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so you recognize it as a sort of variant flesh golem, and you even have one question. So it's a construct flesh golem. One question.
Who created it? No. I guess, does it have any particular abilities aside from biting people and slashing them?
Well, it's hard to
Slam.
it's hard to tell because theoretically the creator could, custom make a flesh golem to have particular abilities. Flesh golems do usually have an involuntary ability of sorts, which is that they are powered in a sense by an elemental spirit of pure elemental force, and they run the risk of breaking free and sending the golem into a berserk rage. So when they're fighting, when they're already worked up, they become more and more unstable, and at some point may lose control entirely.
Okay. Evelyn will probably shout that out in less complicated terms. And she's going to probably cast Hermian Potential again. This time, well, Arronax usually hits everything.
Thank God for touch attacks.
I guess I should cast it. She'll take a 5-foot step and cast it on Geier.
Okay.
And hope that she's not the next in line to get assaulted by this thing. She'll say, "You have power in you, Geier. Use it for once." And that's her turn.
Gaia.
Geier is not listening because as all this is happening, and once the creature manifested itself, he produced some of the bones he's been collecting and started tying them together, and you just see his withered hands working furiously as he mumbles to himself, and then you see he has a sort of small effigy in his hand, and he starts shaking that effigy violently. So that's a saving throw.
Nope. It's not a living creature, and it's not an undead creature.
But it kind of does a skeleton.
Doesn't matter.
Is that a wasted spell?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, so yeah.
Evelyn,
Nice.
but Evelyn just related that information to the group. So, but then again, you said he wasn't listening. So,
Yeah. No,
I'll leave it to you if Gaia actually does that.
He did it because living or not living, he figured it's a creature, it's got a skeleton. Yeah.
So Gaia just shakes the little effigy at the hound.
Shakes it more furiously, but it does nothing.
The hound tilts his head.
And then
Growls.
just throws it on the ground and stomps on it. With no effect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this
Move
might
action?
No, Geier is fine here.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Emaírel
getting closer
stabilizing?
to that thing.
Oh shit! Could I have cast it on Emaírel to give him? I guess I could have done that to give him the reflex or the fortitude save, but
You could have. But he is stable for now.
Yeah, this fight goes well. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
You really learn to to fight as a team.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Okay, Doctor. Actually, he now is very happy that Evelyn rejected his cure of moderate wounds, because this time he will shake it up and throw a healing bomb at Emaírel, excluding this flesh golem from the splash damage.
Ooh.
Boom. Where do you throw the bomb?
Right at Emaírel.
Okay, and you exclude the golem.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, and if Lady Evelyn is not in full hit points, she is now.
Okay.
how many what is the splash damage on that? How does that work?
It's minimum, I think, so it would be 7. I need to check it just in case, but I think it's heals for the minimum.
Okay. So you throw the bomb, it hits Emaírel. Okay, and then 7, right?
So yeah, and yes, like greenish mist puffs out with a fresh scent of pine, or I think I made it apple flavor this time. So, and yeah.
So Evelyn, as she sees the bomb going off, and she kind of quickly grabs her cloak and flings it around herself, and some of the healing bomb hits the cloak, but some of it lands on her, and you hear this faint but distinctive sizzling sound as she screams, "I told you to keep that shit away from me, you ingrate!"
Wow.
As she takes 3 points of damage.
We're gonna need to talk about your attitude.
Yeah. And here I thought Geier was allergic. So yeah, that was his turn.
Okay. Emaírel is healed, so he is conscious, but he is prone. I don't think that the hound would pay much attention to Emaírel on the ground as he's coming to, because there are still other targets moving. So he just takes a step over there and tries to bite Evelyn for 15 points of damage.
And
Sure.
succeeds.
So he bites her good, hurting her gravely. And then it's her turn.
Yeah, she's not messing with that. She is immediately going to withdraw. Is she gonna withdraw or just 5-foot step? Wait, so this thing isn't dead though. It's
No.
not undead.
It's not undead. It's a
Okay.
construct.
She's going to 5-foot step back this way, and she is going to keep her eyes on it, and she's going to use her wand on herself again. And that'll be her turn. And she'll as she does, she'll say, "Let it come to us." And that's her turn.
Okay. Gaia.
Geier is still fiercely stomping down at the pile of bones when suddenly. What the shit? When suddenly two small ravens descend as he summons minor monster, which I don't have it here. Shit. 1 second.
What is that?
Here we go. Sorry, I thought I had it because I was just looking at Hero Lab, but I hadn't seen it. So it summons 1d3 tiny or smaller animals. I rolled 1d3, so it's 2, so 2 ravens kind of like suddenly seem to materialize and go after the construct.
Okay. They are under your control, or they act independently, or what? Oh dear.
I guess it's like summon monster.
Okay.
Well, it says that, they appear where you designate and act immediately on your turn. They attack your opponents to the best of their ability.
Yeah. I can communicate, I can direct them not to attack or to attack particular enemies or perform other actions. So I just order them to attack.
But you didn't include the casting time and.
Yeah, it is 1 round per level.
Oh shit.
No, that's how long they persist.
Casting time.
But the regular summoning spells take it. It
Okay.
is 1 round, yeah, so it takes a while. So you can start summoning, but it'll take a while.
Well, I mean, it takes 1 round, and they appear and act on your turn. So, right?
Yeah, 1 round. So that's from now until the next time he comes up in the initiative.
Yeah, he starts casting it now. It won't be finished until next round.
Oh.
That's often overlooked thing.
Yep.
Okay. Nevertheless, you start casting Emaírel.
Is going to take a move action to pull out his blade. Which does not provoke, if I'm correct.
No, it doesn't.
And staying on the ground, he'll take total defense.
Okay. Doctor.
Okay. So, in that case, Doctor will. Well, there's not much space, but he will take a step backwards. Hoping to draw the monster a little bit out, and he will throw his bomb at him again, and that, I think, actually would be his last bomb, because we didn't replenish.
You throw the bomb at the creature, and thankfully it is not very nimble, so you hit it square in the face.
Yes, and I exclude Emaírel from the splash damage.
And Evelyn, with her stare, adds another 2 damage to that.
All right. So the Yeah, the hound is burned well by that, but is still fighting ferociously and fiercely, and comes charging out of the courtyard at the doctor.
Would that provoke from Emaírel?
While you're prone, I don't know. Do you still threaten? Oh no, you set total defense, and when you do total
Oh, right.
defense, then you don't.
Yeah.
So it's an 18 because he's charging, 17 points of damage if it hits.
Yeah, that would hit because Dr. Arronax still has 15 armor class, so
So the flesh golem comes charging out of the courtyard, jumping the doctor, tearing into his flesh.
yes, and now it's his turn to start having flashbacks.
Evelyn,
Oh. She should really know better. She should really, really know better. But
Last words.
she's gonna keep staring. I mean, the bombs hurt this thing way more than she has, so it's definitely gonna keep attacking her, right? Or attacking him, right? But she's going to. Well, she could just heal herself some more. She's going to step forward. And she is going to try and jab at this thing with her wand, making a touch attack.
oh,
Which I actually don't know what my. I don't have an attack set up.
with the wand you use for healing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a melee touch attack.
Yeah, I guess so.
But you did. I mean, you had the knowledge roll, right?
Yeah,
But
I
it's
think
not undead.
Yeah, I think neither positive nor negative energy would affect it.
For real?
Yeah.
It's not affected by energy at all?
By not by positive and not by negative effect.
Oh, okay then. Never
Fire
mind.
and stuff.
In that case, Evelyn's staying exactly where, you know what, no, she's backing up more. 'Cause she's out. She's completely tapped out. And a construct is like, it's like her ultimate weakness. So she's going to just back up and she's going to heal herself.
Flee!
Okay, that worked. Gaia.
Geier, so yeah, after he was done stomping on the bones, he collected them, took out a small bag, lit a small candle, almost like in a trance, muttering to himself. And as he did that, seemingly, out of the whole conflict, these two ravens suddenly seem to come out of nowhere and dive down towards the construct. And they will. Oh, I pulled off the raven attack thing, but you can't click it.
The Raven attack thing?
No, in the compendium thing, I opened the raven thing. And usually you can just click on it, but not on this one. So yeah, they have +2 to bite.
Oh, can I just drag and drop a Raven? Right, I never used
Yeah,
that.
that's
Should
something
be
I
possible.
learned recently, and most times they have like a little hyperlink thing where you just
Yeah, there it is. It's just you have to be a GM to do it, I guess.
could be. Can you?
I did.
Yeah, but do you also get like the character sheet?
I don't know.
If you check on the journal,
Well, yeah, I see. I
if you
could,
see a raven, if you click it, it might show you.
but it's not a sheet. It's just information. It's not links.
Ah, yeah, because in some D&D stuff,
It's also wrong because the Raven does 134 damage.
yes, it does. That is fact.
I'm sure.
It says
Okay, so
So right
So-
here.
All right, so the two tiny ravens appear in the flesh golem square and start harassing, hacking at him with their beaks.
Yeah.
So how about you just roll a d20 plus 4? 2 times.
D20 plus 4.
Cool.
All right. So now 1d34? No, sorry. What's the actual damage of a raven?
I guess 1d3-ish seems about right. It's actually 1d3 minus 4, so they just mildly annoy the hound.
So yeah, I believe the minimum possible damage is 1 non-lethal, and
Yes, and constructs are immune to non-lethal. So.
yeah,
Ugh. All right. Yeah, so just
Geier still gets to act, I believe.
Oh yeah, of course, sure, right, you're right, because the spell comes into effect just before your turn comes up,
yeah, so and
so you still have your round.
magic missile. I'm just gonna stop screwing around. For
Swoosh,
9 points
swoosh.
of force damage.
Is that the correct number of missiles?
Should be
2/3.
3.
It should be 3 at 5th level.
Yeah, add 1d4 plus 1.
Yeah, so it's should be 3d4s, right?
Yep, 3d4 plus 3 is what it should be.
Forgot to make that change. Okay, now the macro is fixed, but
Okay, and you can roll another d4.
4 plus 3, right?
Nope,
1d4
1.
plus 1.
Just 1d4.
Yep, just roll a 1. Okay, so that's another 4 points of damage on top of that. As so, those missiles in the air, striking the golem for considerable damage. Emaírel.
So there's a rule that says that if you have plus 1 BAB, you can combine drawing a weapon or a shield with a move action.
I believe with moving.
Yeah,
You have to move at least
moving.
10 feet.
Oh, you have to move at least 10 feet. Okay, so standing up does not count for that. Okay. In that case, he's just going to stand up. Take a 5-foot step
Mm-hmm.
and stab at the thing with the blade that he had pulled out the previous round.
All right. Yeah, there it is. Oh, well,
That's
not
kinda
confirmed.
difficult. Yeah.
It's a regular blade, so that's 11 points of damage. But yeah, the flesh looks tender and vulnerable, but the bones of the creature are surprisingly hard, and your blade almost chips as it strikes. And it does cause some damage, but it's clearly not the right tool to fight a golem.
Holy shit, this thing is DR.
Doctor?
Oh boy. Hopefully now, with Emaírel back in business, this oh, well, Doctor will take a 5-foot step back. That's for sure. He doesn't have any more bombs. And this is very not good. This creature is next turn, so it will either attack either Emaírel, which might kill him. Or it, or it will attack Arronax, which will kill him.
What's in the cards?
Yeah. Okay.
He means that literally. Is there anything in the cards? The harrow cards?
I think Arronax will feel somewhat heroic today, and he will try to throw a flask of acid at this thing.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have a setup.
That's alright, just roll a 20 to begin with. Yeah, that's a miss. But there may still be splash damage. Although Emaírel might actually also be hit by that. Or Geier, or yourself. But roll a d8 first. We'll start at Emaírel and then we count clockwise. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Emaírel has got to flex save, and so does the golem. That is the golem failed. Emaírel failed as well, and I guess the splash damage is just 1. Oh no, you actually add your
My intelligence.
smartness to it.
So it would be 5.
I don't need to roll reflex, right?
You don't have to know because the vial sort of flew past and landed here.
All right.
And Evelyn will again use her stare to apply another 2.
All right. So Emaírel takes 6 as he gets burned by the splashing acid, and so does the hound. However, very badly injured at this point, but having been struck by Emaírel from behind, it swings itself around, kind of waving the ravens off with its claws, and then trying to bite Emaírel. 18 to hit,
That hits.
and he bites you for 15 points of damage, bringing you down once more
Yep.
and moving in for the kill. Evelyn.
Evelyn is going to try something that's really not her speciality.
Mm-hmm.
But this is desperate. What's the range on daggers? 20 feet?
I think
Yeah,
so.
it seems. Yep, sounds right.
So she's going to step up 10 feet. Allowing her to draw her +1 shape changer bane dagger as she does so. And then she's going to hurl it at the creature.
Oh boy. The range increment is actually 10 feet, though.
Oh, are you for real? I don't want to be up there.
I mean, you can still throw it, you
Fine.
just take a -2.
Nope. I'll definitely not hit if I do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Witching, she throws the dagger from 10 feet away.
Hurls it at the creature.
Oh.
And it's a silver dagger, right?
I don't know why there's a -1 on that.
Because because it's silver.
Oh, but it is also magic, so it shouldn't really have a -1 at all. I don't. Oh, it does. It's factored in there. -1 and +1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so she hurls the dagger and it just pling off the creature's hardened, constructed bones.
Even with magic?
Even with magic. It's not magic that overcomes the damage. Geier.
Geier is seeing Emaṛel in peril and is not messing around this time. So he fires a magic missile towards the creature.
And as the golem kind of slowly positions itself above Emaṛel, looking down at the lifeless body of his growling grrr, some of his acidic looking greasy saliva dripping down on him, and then all of a sudden 3 missiles strike his head and pierce the thick skull and topple the monstrosity.
As the monster falls, Arronax will rush to Emaṛel and... Come on, I say rush to Emaṛel.
Well, Emaṛel gets a fortitude save first anyway. And is stable.
Yes, and he will administer a Cure Light Wounds potion, an extract, to Emaṛel.
Healing 10 points.
Yes.
And bringing him back consciousness.
Okay, and have the next one on me as well. Although this would be the last one.
You shouldn't. Actually, you should. Well,
You think?
I guess.
Well, do we still
Yeah.
have? Okay, scratch that then. Hello?
Yeah, as Emaṛel gets back to his senses, he'll go dig up in his own backpack for a couple of potions, and actually for the wand.
Evelyn will go over and pick up her own dagger, trying to be somewhat subtle about it.
Geier also gets to his feet, picking up discreetly like all the junk that he left down there.
Just pulling stuff out as he goes. Standing there. Oh my god. That was a mess.
You can tell me that once again. And after nursing his bitten arm, like Arronax will sigh and like say, "You, my lady Evelyn, you seem to have a condition."
Give me a perception check, everyone.
Geier technically rolls twice on it.
Oh, yes. My roll 20 is acting up again. Where? Do it manually. There we go.
Everyone but Evelyn, you hear the loading bay doors up there. One of them kind of is carefully closed from the inside. Somebody was watching.
Emaírel is going to rush and equip his wooden shield.
Well, they're up on the first floor.
Yeah, no,
on
he's
the
just
second floor.
yeah, he's just making himself ready.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I suppose at this point Arronax will realize that he actually has a light crossbow on him, and he will use that one from this point on. And at that point he will administer his Cure Light Wounds to himself.
Emaírel is going to drag that thing inside the courtyard so as not to attract attention from outside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think it's a little late for that, but I mean, technically that all happened over like 18 seconds, so I guess it's not too bad.
Yeah, and if you're a neighbor to this thing, maybe you're used to it baying and making a racket.
The dog's barking. Get those dogs to shut up! It's midnight!
Well, at least neighbors will be happy with us now.
So there's two sets of doors as options here.
Well,
Or
one set of
them is
doors.
up higher.
One set of doors is on the first floor, ground floor, which is here, and then the other set of doors is a set of it's kind of loading bay doors that are actually up on the second floor.
Do any of you think that this thing is the Shambler?
Oh wait, sorry. What you heard were the low second.
What?
You cut
Oh.
out.
Okay. What you heard were the loading bay doors on the second floor, which are also in this spot over here, just on the second floor. But
Okay.
on the ground floor, there's also a set of double doors here.
And I guess we'll go and try those.
Wait. I don't know about you lot, but I don't feel much like messing around with guard dogs like this. Can we just...
Well, I mean, there's not much of it left.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
this was just the one that was in the front yard. Can't imagine what's being kept inside. Do you all really think we're ready for this?
Well, not really, but we can run away, I suppose.
I mean, at this point, it's not much like we have much of a
Uh,
choice, is it? We're not going to be able to
we
come back
can-
tomorrow.
Emaírel is going to go for the door and
The second
try
floor.
and say that we can check things out from a distance. No need to get physically entangled this time.
The second floor. There's a wagon here. Just push it up there and go into the second floor. Skip
Are
all
you
this
sure?
nonsense. Well, there's
Considering-
someone up there.
Considering our luck with climbing lately.
Oh yeah, I'm not making that climb.
Does it look like the second floor would be accessible relatively easily if we push the wagon up, or is it still call for climb checks and stuff?
If you push the wagon up, well, you would still have to jump and pull yourself up. But it probably wouldn't justify a climb check, though.
So, Emaírel is going to try the door.
You want to open it?
Yeah.
Okay, you open it, and you are looking into a storage room of small chamber containing numerous boxes, crates, and bales of straw for packing. And there are 3 hideous humanoids that appear to have been working in here, but have armed themselves with crude clubs, probably when they heard the fighting outside, and they're looking at you with their sort of bat-like faces, weirdly patched together looking appearances that combine features of insects and mammals and other creatures.
I believe we found who made our beast.
And one of them, as they spot you, or as you spot them, pretty much, one of them yells something at the others. It sounds almost like Elven, but strangely mutated and corrupted in a way.
Would it be
And-
Sylvan?
No.
On second
But what?
yeah, on second thought, I think Lady Evelyn is right. We probably should just leave.
We won't be able to return.
And whatever it was he yelled at them, it certainly did not stand down. Initiative, please.
Yay. Something is wrong with Roll20 tonight, or is it just me?
Mine's working fine.
Mine is particularly laggy.
Okay.
Well, I guess we can't slam the door on their face.
Well, but they won initiative. So
We can't.
that is going to be much harder. Yeah, so the one that's over in the corner over here kind of jumps over those boxes, shambles over to where you are.
I think that would provoke, since Emaírel does have combat reflexes. And he's using his spear.
Which has reach and adjacent.
It has
spear,
just
not
reach.
the
Yeah.
thorn thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then that will provoke.
And
Does
he's going to
combat
attack.
reflexes give you that? That you have even when you're flat-footed?
I think so.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's going to attempt to rip the thing.
Okay. And you trip him. Bang. He hits the crate hard, and then he uses his move action to get back up, which could possibly trigger another.
It does trigger a second, but Emaírel won't take the opportunity.
Okay. And
if you drink the Cat's Grace, you will get more attacks opportunity.
and then the other creature moves forward.
And same thing.
Okay.
And a miss.
Misses, and it swings its crude club at you. 13 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. Evelyn.
Evelyn's going to try to hide behind this wagon.
Mm-hmm.
But still peers out from over it, hitting the one closest to her with her hypnotic stare. And she's going to do another knowledge check.
All right. Knowledge nature.
Oh, she's
think-
not trained in that.
The local could also work. $21. Okay. You're surprised to see them here. But you're fairly certain that these are what's called mongrel men. They are known for their monstrous appearance, even though they are generally hardworking and peaceful creatures at times, or no particularly more violent than, for example, humans. And they look the way they do because they can bring with any humanoid. So their bloodlines are usually mixed in strange ways, which they even intentionally do to create hardier crossbreeds, and that causes no two mongrel men to actually look the same. So they may have a face of a half hobgoblin and half lizard folk, and then a human-like foot and a cloven hoof, and his sister may have elven ears, a dwarf beard, orc tusks, and clawed hands at the same time. They usually live below the surface in hidden caves in the Darklands, which is why you're surprised to see them here. But sometimes they have been known to live amid the hustle and bustle of cities, sequestering themselves in ghettos and sewers to avoid notice. And yeah, that's what you know about their background, and you know mechanical stuff about just humanoids, and you get 1, 2, 3 questions about them.
Okay. They are living creatures,
They are living creatures.
and they are humanoid. You said.
Monstrous humanoid. That's not a humanoid. It's important.
Well, okay, I guess. Guess I can't do that then. If they're not humanoid. 3 questions. Any particular abilities that these look like they have based on their morphology?
Well, they have quite muscular arms and big paw-like hands, but you don't see any claws or anything, and you don't think that their jaws would be able to, to deliver a bite attack. So it's probably just a club.
And do they have any special weaknesses?
Mongrel men in general, no, but they don't have any particular strengths either.
Okay. Let's see. One more question. Do they have no weaknesses, no strengths, no special abilities? Are they particularly like? As I'm kind of sizing them up, do I get a sense that they're easier or harder to deal with than this construct we just destroyed?
Oh, those are they have more emphatic air about them. Like the way they swing their clubs is not very threatening, and they seem more like factory workers to you than militia or security.
Okay. So Evelyn will, her moving behind the she's going to turn this into, once she realizes what she's dealing with, she's going to turn this into, rather than cowering behind the wagon, she's going to climb up on top of it. And she's going to holler at them, "Throw down your weapons or you will die!" And she's going to keep her stare focused on the one in front of her.
You want to try to intimidate him?
Sure. I'll try and intimidate.
Mm-hmm. And he's shaken. Okay, whose turn is next? The next one is this one. Who's squeezing through the gap that his buddies left for him.
Provokes.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a trip attempt.
Okay, so he falls down and uses his second move action to get back up. Geier.
I am just prepping here my... sorry, I thought I had it. So, Geier will talk to himself, but will somehow manage to bring forth a skeleton.
Yeah, he's gonna start that.
Yeah, it's gonna take a round, but
Yeah.
talking to himself, he gesticulates and he steps a bit closer as he's concentrating and machinating. But yeah.
Okay. Doctor?
Well, Doctor has spent most of his heavy weapons and extracts, so he will has the only option of just lending a bit of credence to Evelyn's threat by shooting this one with his crossbow.
Nice shot.
Indeed, a nice shot, but not confirmed. Still 7 points of damage. Well, which one did you ping?
The one that was shaken.
That one.
Yes, it's pretty much the only one that Arronax can see.
Yeah, so the bolt buries itself deep into the creature's hide. Emaírel?
He is going to look back for half a second, like, do we walk away or do we fight them?
Seems pretty obvious what you're doing.
Can you please maybe summon another dog? We will have much more allies now with Geier's monster.
I mean, I don't think if we close the door, they're just going to stay inside.
So we're fighting. In that case,
my creature will appear where I designate. So.
Okay, so Emaírel is going to step back, take 1 5-foot step back, and try and stab this guy.
You stab him for 6 points of damage. Okay, the mongrel man over here rushes out through the door.
Provokes, trip attempt. Nope.
That fails, and he swings his club at you, but
Nope.
the one that was shaken looks at your group, looks at his buddies, yells something in that strange language again, and tosses the club, starts running.
Uh,
Do you want to use your attack of opportunity?
well, he tossed his club.
Split second.
So it looks like he's running away, right?
Yeah.
Emaírel is going to leave him.
Is going to what?
Leave him.
Okay. So he keeps running past all of you and runs out through the main door and out of sight.
Out of sight for us, but that's certainly going to attract some attention.
Evelyn.
Evelyn's going to look to the one that's right in front of Emaírel, and she's going to point her wand at him, and she's going to say, "Follow your friend or meet your end."
The one that was outside already?
Yeah.
Okay. Who, had just seen his friend run. And even though he may or may not understand you, he seems shaken. Move action?
No, she's going to stay right where she is.
Okay. The other Mongol man from over here comes rushing out. Okay, and attacks Emaírel, but misses. Geier?
Wait, he is going to provoke first.
That's why I was pausing.
Oh, sorry.
It's my turn then?
Not yet, because
Emaírel's
Emaírel's gonna...
Okay.
Okay, so he falls and gets back up.
I think I only took 2 AOs, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that case, he's going to get stabbed when he tries to stand up.
Okay.
Damn.
And you stab him for 11 while he gets up. Okay. Geier.
Nice.
Seemingly from the shadows, a skeleton arises. Here. Bones start assembling and rising. And the skeleton, in the same move, will try to take a chunk out of this one. There you go. Awesome.
Look at that. It strikes once and twice and actually brings the creature down.
But as this is happening, Geier is going like, "You're dead! You're not supposed to be coming up! What is this?" He looks generally perplexed about of what he's doing.
Does he recognize the skeleton? Is it anyone he buried?
No. It's just the fact that he's a gravedigger, and now the creatures that he's buried are coming up and helping him.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shock.
Mm-hmm.
It probably hard on a Pharasma faithful.
Yeah, exactly.
Arronax.
Arronax will reload his crossbow, and with a sigh will say, "You really should have listened to the lady." He will try to shoot this one over the shoulder of Emaírel.
Hasn't even gotten a chance to move yet. But yeah.
And
Damn.
Ploink. More of a grazing shot, but still a hit. Emaírel.
Emaírel is going to shield bash this guy.
Ooh. That's new. And you swing the shield and blam! Right in his ugly face. For 6 points of damage. The mongrel man with his ears ringing drops his club and starts to withdraw.
And
Yeah.
if it looks like he's running away, Emaírel will let him.
Yeah, he's clearly running away. And pump pump. What's their speed exactly? Okay. So he runs off. Are you gonna chase any of them?
No, I think they learned the lesson.
No.
Okay, then we can lift initiative.
Emaírel will return the extract to the doctor.
Okay. That would be
Both extracts actually.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna have to run to check on Frida. She's making sounds.
Evelyn's gonna.
Sorry, I didn't anticipate that we'd be meeting people right here. I was hoping that we'd have at least one room before meeting resistance.
It turned out fine. The trip build suddenly clicked into place. It's like a impassable wall.
Yeah. I still wasn't sure if we were going to just slam the door and run or try and deal with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I assumed that they would want to fight because they're scary looking, but apparently they don't. So, I mean, at this point, I don't know. I'm out of spells. I don't know what Geier's got left. He just burned a summon monster. I don't know how long that lasts for. Doctor's out of bombs. Like, what do we got left?
Well, that's the thing. Emaírel has one trick up his sleeve, but unfortunately it didn't work out right now. Simon, are you back?
Yes.
So a fine creature, how small exactly is that?
Fine is very small.
It's like an insect, right?
I think that's diminutive, but fine is smaller than a cat. A cat is tiny, and fine is the next category.
Like a mouse.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Okay, so it could.
Oh no, diminutive is actually bigger than fine. Okay, so fine has a space of half a feet. Typical height or length is 6 inches or less. So yeah, that's very, very small.
Oh, but still not enough to like squeeze through a lock.
Possibly. Why? What you
okay.
getting at?
Okay, so Emaírel is going to move into the room and motion to the rest of the group to follow him.
Some light would be nice.
Emaírel will pull out a torch and hand it to whoever can see in the dark.
Evelyn, put that back, and she gestures with her hand, and some dancing lights appear.
So before he goes ahead with his plan, he's just going to quickly check the room to see if anything jumps out.
Well, quick search of the room reveals that it's basically a stash of alchemical equipment. stuff around here, all sorts of alchemical stuff.
I see. No Alchemist's fire by any chance?
Well, are you gonna really search all the boxes? Because it sounded like I'm taking in the room, but
Actually, maybe they'll be able to do that while Emaírel does something else. He is going to take a moment to focus. It's just a standard action. And calling onto his powers of divination, he's going to create a mind's eye, a fine creature that possesses all the same perception abilities as Emaírel, and that can fly away on its own and basically scout the place.
wow. Mind's Eye is what it's called? Mind Eye.
So he is a occultist after all.
He should have remembered to use that before jumping into the hole. But
Yeah,
Live and learn.
many things should have been remembered before jumping into the hole. Yeah. That's
Okay, cool.
so he has this little thingy that will last for 5 minutes, and hopefully he can just crack this door without fully opening it and just let it through and use those 5 minutes to map out the place as far as possible.
Okay. So here's what you see. Beyond that door, stable contains stalls filled with straw, one of which holds an ancient horse one step away from the knacker's yard. The other ones are just empty. Seems rather uninteresting.
Okay, so if it's empty, he will move.
But at the same, while you do that, you focus. How fast is it? Oh, it's pretty fast. Okay. And while you start scouting out the place, the doctor peeks into some of the boxes in that storage room, and actually finds one that holds Alchemist's fire, and another one that holds liquid ice, and then another one that holds some smoke pellets, and another one that holds smoke sticks. And there are also a couple of bottles of bleach with the same labels as the one that you found in Sanctuary.
Evidence!
Gather those up, would you?
indeed. Way ahead of you, says Dr. Arronax, pocketing about 3 vials of liquid ice and 3 vials of Alchemist's fire.
Okay, that leaves 9 of each in the boxes.
Oh, what? You're not going to take all of that?
I can carry only so much.
But actually, when you found the bottles of bleach with the same label as the one found in Sanctuary, I wanted to drop the curtain for today. That should have been
Okay.
Oh, just when it... Yeah.
Ta-da.
Yeah, the trial's gonna be good now.
Well, we still have... I mean, we're starting to build a case, but we still don't have the Shambler, and we still don't know what Vorkstag and Grimes' connection was. We know that they were involved, and we know that they have been housing constructs.
Yeah. So
But we don't know.
we have things that point towards them, but no smoking gun. Nothing that would convince the judge.
Either way this thing goes, like, we know to hold accountable, even if it doesn't go our way.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm pretty sure dragging in the body of that dog thing and throwing it on the evidence table is gonna raise some eyebrows and lend some credence to what we're saying. So I don't think we're in terrible shape, but still, it's gonna take a lot to sway the judges. So I think we can cast reasonable doubt. However, they don't seem to really go for reasonable doubt. They seem to go for complete proof that he's innocent or that something else is responsible. Anyway, and one other thing before I was going to ask Emaírel this just before we ended, but Evelyn is going to tell Emaírel to give her the wand.
Which wand?
The Cure Light Wounds wand.
Okay, yeah.
If I can't cast any spells, at least I can be good for something. Although she does take it with a fair amount of disdain and hold it like very lightly in her hand.
Okay, give me just a second to pull out that, because there's not a lot of charges left there.
Yeah, just let me know what's left. And just so I don't forget before we start next time.
Yeah, 6 charges.
Wow, that's it? Okay.
Yeah, I think
something.
when we got it was like 12 or something, 15.
Oh, okay.
So does anybody have a clue what's going on with the lady?
Well, she's a damper.
We have some idea, but no concrete.
She's not dead and we need to bury her.
I don't think we've ever noticed her like taking too much protection from the sun.
Not too much, no. Aside from the fact that she's draped in a lot of concealing cloaks and such, but
Yeah, well, I mean, heavy allergic to healing potions. I think that's only the first ever clue that we've got that she might have something odd with her. Well, aside from her interest in Geier.
I mean, to be fair, pretty much everything about her is odd.
Vampire or potential like vampirism.
well, they are closely related.
And we are in Ustalav, where it's kinda not really too weird.
It's been known to happen.
Stranger.
Yeah, I mean, you don't choose your parents, so we don't judge her, so it's alright.
Well, that is a more egalitarian mindset than many would have.
Yeah, Arronax can relate.
And it also kind of jives well with the mesmerist drug. The whole mind control thing goes well with the vampiric angle.
Ah, now you're starting to get it. Yeah,
Okay.
well, she's that was very unfortunate. But as soon as Aronax said he's taking healing bombs, I'm like, well, at some point I'm gonna get hit.
Yep.
Did you drop any hints before that we did not catch?
Only a few very, very subtle ones.
Well, I mean, speaking
Nothing as
nectar,
obvious as like nothing super obvious, but she has mentioned a couple times that the sunlight is like she's described the sunlight as being searing, and she's subtly mentioned that she's mentioned that her servants have served her for decades, but you might have noticed from her picture that she doesn't look particularly old.
Yeah.
That should have been like super obvious.
Yeah.
Didn't I mention that every time she shows up, you hear an organ play and lightning strikes for whatever
And
reason.
a couple times she has said that she's been exploring and looking around in places that are dark with no source of light. So they've all been very subtle, but
I mean, yeah, the fact that she was, always with the spilling blood from her lips and everything, the corpses left behind.
yeah, she's a little more cautious than all that.
What? Me, a vampire? That is preposterous.
Well, you sure got the accent down.